Topics poorly presented.
All right. We would have started on time today, but somebody, I'm not taking any names, but somebody was delayed because they were trying to do some other admin stuff and they needed someone to hold their hand. And speaking of hand holding, Eric, how you doing?
Really? That's what you're going with, huh? Okay.
Have I lied at all? Tell me I'm a liar.
No. You know what? Actually, this time it was kind of true. I mean, you did show up like 2 minutes before going live, and I
I
was
was
kind
on
of in the
time.
middle of something. And so, anyway, here we are. So it's been a while, though, unfortunately. And what's been going on other than traveling all over the world and whatnot?
Traveling, and then we get kind of like Easter breaks over here. So we had Good Friday, so I wasn't working, and whenever it's a bank holiday and stuff, you just have to take time off because the king would get very upset. So it's that kind of thing.
I've heard that over here. We're American, so we don't care if it's a holiday. We work through it anyways. Most of the times, weekends, evenings, hospital visits, whatever else it takes. But that's America for you.
It's funny, but it's also really sad because I see how the difference and I see how much it is, and like even you are so guilty of this. Like,
I know.
you'd be like, oh, I'm just like in the emergency room. There's a couple of nurses here. As soon as they've taken my bloods and everything, I'll reply to this email. And it's like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
no, you're absolutely right about that. It's just ingrained in me to never let off. The only exception to that is when we go on cruises, we don't get the internet package or anything. So I can't connect until I hit landfall, and then it's at like 3G speeds. So, so that's the only time I really disconnect is when I go on a cruise. So I don't know, man. I'm going to be coming to London here soon
You
for
are.
InfoSec Europe. I'm speaking there with one of our colleagues, James Dyer. So I'm super excited about that. Got accepted to speak. But for the week before, I'm actually going with my dad to Germany. And we're going to go to Nuremberg and to that area and check out where he grew up. And what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about having my email shut off while I'm there during that time. So I can just enjoy myself with him and hope that nothing goes horribly wrong with the InfoSec Europe thing during the week before. But we'll see what
I'm sure.
happens, man.
How long has it been since your dad's been back to Nuremberg where he grew up?
Oh, it's probably been 15 years, I think, for him, maybe
Oh, okay.
longer.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but I found out some interesting things. Like he was born and raised about 10 clicks south, about 10 kilometers south of Nuremberg. But they were in Nuremberg all the time. And what I found out is he didn't even know they had tunnels under Nuremberg. And there's like this whole series of tunnels under Nuremberg where they stored artwork and stuff during the Second World War as they were getting obliterated by bombs. But they were originally made for beer brewing because it was the perfect temperature to set up the barrels and all that kind of stuff down there. So there's this huge underground thing. And he didn't even know about that. So we're going to go check out some stuff like that.
Amazing. Well, I hope you have a good trip with your dad. And
Yeah.
anyway, family, business, and trips down memory lane aside, let's jump into
Well, it's sort of related. I was talking about, InfoSec, right? So,
yeah, InfoSec Europe. Yes, exactly. Yes.
and I think that's the first time I ever met you was InfoSec Europe back when I was with ISC Squared. I met you in
Yes.
person there and that was, gosh, what, 10, 11 years ago now?
Oh,
Something like
I
that.
don't know. You were in a suit
Yep.
back then. That's all I remember. And I was like, who is this corporate shill?
Yeah. And I was talking to Tom Langford and I was like, yeah, I love Javad's videos and stuff. He's like, I'm in them. I love that. I absolutely
Yes.
love that. He's like, what the hell?
So that video, the CISSP one,
Yeah.
that is great because he went up to do a talk a few months earlier at the University of Abertay. It's up in Scotland, north of sort of Edinburgh. And he got on with a whole bunch of their cybersecurity students. They were like, what have you, very close and everything. And so they saw that video, the CISSP video, and they loved it. Like, and one of the Jill, she saw it. She saw it like 2 times on the journey into the university, and she was there. And like they then put it on one of the projectors or in one of the meeting rooms. They watched the thing there. Everyone had a good laugh. And then someone said, after like about 5 viewings, someone said, "There's that one person. He looks a lot like Tom, doesn't he?" And like everyone's like, "Oh, and then we go back and watch it all again, just to
Oh man, I love that. I felt the same way at Hack Miami, man.
yes,
When
yes.
I went to check into Hack Miami, Javad and I were traveling together, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, you're Eric Crone. Oh, it's great to meet you. I watch your, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Haha, you're in my turf now, pal." And I swear, folks, we walked in the front door of the hotel, and the organizer of the event was like, "Oh my god, it's Javad Malik, and like, can I take a selfie with you?" And like, totally, I just deflated and stood in a corner while Javad strutted around going, "Look at who I am." Oh my gosh, that was so funny though.
That was hilarious. Anyway,
Okay.
on to the stories. Darcula adds Gen AI to phishing toolkit, lowering the barrier for cyber criminals. I mean, does the barrier need to get any lower? That now that the phishing as a service has
Yeah.
now added AI to its platform.
Yeah. Darcula. I love it. But yeah, this is one of those things, and we've been kind of talking about it for a while, this Gen AI thing and all of the things that AI do for you. And I knew it wasn't going to be long before it hit the phishing as a service side. But now they're developing this into their whole platform. And I don't know, for our listeners here, our viewers, um, it's pretty amazing out there if you've never looked at it, like the capabilities of these phishing as a service and ransomware as a service platforms and stuff like that. Like they do AB mailings, they do all kinds of stuff. You have a dashboard to see if people have opened stuff, da 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 da. Like it is really high end marketing type UIs. It's pretty. Oh, look at you! Yeah. Ah, okay. I didn't even know that was in the story.
I'm
But yeah, I
hoping
mean,
this is part of this story. It's all in Mandarin or something, I think. And like,
well, but it's pretty amazing how well these things are done, and the fact that they've now brought this into uh, the phishing as a service side, I'm not shocked with, but it's kind of a watershed moment here, I think. So what we can expect is more junk, which is exactly what we needed.
yeah, I mean, I think it's, for a long time, we always known like organized cyber criminal gangs, they operate no differently from a business. They just like,
No.
they have funding. They're just not the same VCs that fund your legit businesses. They have an organizational structure. They have objectives. They have HR managers. They have
Yeah, they have
everything.
HR departments, folks.
They do.
Can you believe
They
that?
do.
HR departments. It's
So,
insane.
everyone and their dog is putting AI capabilities into their platform. Why not the baddies?
Indeed, why not? So, yeah.
So, Google's email spoofed by cunning fisher folk who reused DKIM creds.
Yeah, yeah. So, this is one of those like the whole SPF DMARC DKIM sort of thing is supposed to validate that your email server is in fact who it says it is. So when it gets on the receiving end, we're supposed to be able to stop spoofing with that.
Mm.
Right. So it goes, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't match what it's supposed to be. And like the DKIM stuff here, it uses uh, uh gosh, what am I can't even, my brain is shut down, man. I was on a plane too long last night. Smoke. Yeah. Um, it uses certificates, public key cryptography type stuff to validate that this is the correct server. And what they did here is they got a hold of one of these keys and just started basically using it to run through the no reply at google.com. So they were able to send out stuff from a known good no reply at google.com, which is not going to get stopped by any freaking um, filters and stuff like that. Good Lord, I need more coffee today, man. My brain is not
Wow,
catching up.
this is terrible. This is like a
It
car
is.
wreck.
It is. It is. We are epitomizing the poorly presented part of our timely topics, poorly presented. But I thought this was a little bit scary because they're using something totally legit. If you get something from no reply at Google and it's got like all the, yeah, this is real things, why wouldn't you believe it?
Yeah, and this is where like we see a lot of legitimate services being abused anyway, because you
Yeah.
can use them to send it, and it's pretty much the same thing. It gets bypasses, but then you're constrained to whatever that service provides. With this, you can send an email with basically anything you want, and it's going to bypass all your standard checks of
Yeah.
demarcating, whatever.
And I would never be suspicious if I get an email from no reply at Google that says you have outstanding tolls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the thing, is we still have to apply some brain power to this stuff and go, yeah, that seems kind of weird, man.
Yep. For real.
It is what it is, man. But yeah, good times. Yes.
Alleged scattered spider
Alleged.
member extradited from US to US from Spain.
You know, he's never leaving the way things are going, right?
No,
Not to be political, but
the US is just a hop away from El Salvador. So,
oh man.
so
Okay.
so he's in Spain, but he's actually a Scottish man,
Right.
accused of being a member
He's
of
one of
Scats.
yours.
Yeah, well,
Hanging out in Spain.
and so he's been charged with offences including wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and was detained in California after a court appearance.
I was just in California. I wonder if I saw him.
Yeah, what it was.
No, I chose this simply because it's almost like a feel good story that finally somebody's getting busted for this. I always try to pick up on the ones where people actually get busted because frankly, the risk to them is next to nothing. So no, yeah, he got picked up at an airport in Spain. And it's not the first time they picked up folks at airports. There was one of the big guys, their plane had problems, like mechanical engine problems. They got diverted to Germany. And when they got off the plane in Germany, they were waiting for him and busted him. But, up until then, it was like flying around with basically immunity. And then what's his name? God, years ago, he got he stopped WannaCry. God, what's his name?
Marcus Hutchinson.
Yes. He got picked up at the Vegas airport, getting ready to board to go home, right?
Yeah.
So that seems to be the place that they're just like, do what you want, spend your money here, and then we'll get you on the airport when you're leaving. You've already bought the $8 soda, and right, that seems to be the way they do it. I don't know.
So for all of the AI enthusiasts out there, popular LLMs found to produce a vulnerable code by default.
Hold on, this is my shocked face, Javvad.
Sorry? Oh, this is your shocked face. Yeah. So it's really weird because you would assume that an AI generating code would not make the mistakes people would make, or would be lazy or take shortcuts, but maybe because it's an LLM, it's just learning from what people have already created.
So right, that's kind of my point. Is it's learning from people, so why wouldn't it take the same bad habits in and doing that, right?
Yeah.
That's
so the worst performing LLM was GPT-4o.
Oh no!
Which only 10% of outputs were free from vulnerabilities.
Whoa. Okay.
And then if you added the prompt, make sure you're writing secure code, that jumps from 10 to 20%. So 100% improvement, but still pretty abysmal.
I love how you did the statistics thing there. It's 100% improvement, all the way up to 20%. It's like you work in PR or something, man. Come on.
How do you want to spin it? Oh man.
Oh Lord, yeah. So
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see this one before, but you got to wonder if the ones that are, they're becoming very focused on just writing code are any better
No,
than the generics. No,
I
great,
don't think so. I mean, it's
great.
like, having you on this show every week, even though I say try to be good, try to improve, try to be better. And you're
You know
just
what?
like, no. So with that terrible disappointment on that, Eric, is we will wrap up and hopefully see you again next week. Until then, stay very secure.